Floyd, in terms of upcoming exhibition bouts, obviously you've been very active recently.
More than when I was fighting.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel honestly I'm the most active guy, even though I'm not in the sport of, I'm not
in the pros.
Actually fighting anymore. I'm doing exhibitions. It's still somewhat like a fight. I'm the most active fighter in boxing.
Yeah. And there's a lot of exciting names out there, you know. Jose Aldo was talked for a potential exhibition bout.
That was false information.
That's not in discussion.
That's not true at all.
You're not interested?
I didn't say that.
Okay.
See, that's where the media go putting words in my mouth that I didn't say.
Okay, that was a question. Are you interested?
That wasn't a question.
You get one question.
That was a question.
It's not true.
You okay?
Yeah.
But that was something that I believe somebody that was connected to my camp made up, and then it started just floating around. I never knew nothing about this.
Just as a fight fan myself, I would say the build-up to the fight with Conor McGregor was the most exciting build-up that I've seen in combat sports, and I would love to see a rematch. Would you ever be interested in a rematch, whether it was an exhibition or pros? I know you mentioned you don't want to talk about
I'm
pros.
just happy with how our results tonight, you know. I'm not here to talk about who I'm fighting tomorrow. Tonight I came to perform, I came to the UK. We don't know where we may go from there. That may be the last one, we just don't know. We get calls on a daily, 30, 40, 50 calls a day about coming to different countries and competing and fighting and entertaining people. I take my hat off to the guy tonight. Super, super tough. Super tough. And like he said, you know, somebody showed me something, you know, just now. Somebody showed me something when he was trash talking. I'm proud of him. Very, very proud of him. Happy. He was a game opponent. He came to fight. You know, just I got so much experience. Just so much experience. So it's just certain movements. You know, I know the ring inside out. It don't matter what turf we on. We could be in Tokyo, we could be in the UK. You give me gloves, you give me a ring. You know, I know how to get around the ring and maneuver the best way I can.
In terms of the excitement you get from competing in there, you know, you're a showman. You love giving the fans a show to behold. How difficult is it actually walking away from the sport? Because you've done it once. You said, you know, this might be your last one. But you are
well, you know, my philosophy is I was really taking a lot of punishment, then I wouldn't be doing exhibitions. Remember, my philosophy is never stop getting it. You know, we look at certain individuals like Bill Gates and Warren Buffett. You know, I talked about this before. They're able to make money in billions of dollars, and people still buy their products, people still support them. You know, Warren Buffett is what, in his 90s, he's still making billions. So as soon as, you know, like me, I made so many smart investments. I make a ton of money, you know, outside the ring. But I like doing this. It keeps me in shape. It keeps me motivated to keep working hard every day. You know, I like it. You know, I don't like it to the point to where I want to fight a grueling 12 rounds. You know, 36 minutes. Absolutely not. But to come sometimes and do 3 rounds. Sometimes we do 3 rounds. Sometimes we do 6. Sometimes we do 8. To come back and have a little fun and entertain the people, I'm okay with that. But if, like I said before, if I'm in there and I'm taking brutal punishment and bloody nose, cut eye, broken ribs, then you know what? I'm like, yo, this ain't for me.
How much time do you give yourself to actually reflect on your accomplishments? Because when people are chasing the dreams and constantly chasing the next success, everyone finds it hard to actually reflect on what they've already accomplished. And given that you've accomplished more than any fighter in the sport of boxing, do you ever have a day and just think, I actually did that?
Well, we talked about this earlier. Me and a couple of my friends, because I want to say friends, because the people that I was riding with to the event were my friends. It's not just the 50 fights. I want everybody to know. A fighter can retire 80-0, but it's what I did in those 50 fights that they don't understand. is to break. I broke almost every record in just 50 fights. You know, just being able to become my own promoter. And I got a lot of slack from it. You know, when I wasn't my own boss and somebody else was the boss of me, they loved me. But once I wanted to call my own shots and do things my way, the world hated me. You know, they make sure it seemed like they sent a blog out to every social media, every blog site in the world to say, let's hate Floyd Mayweather. But like I said before, I don't live for the world, I live for myself. You know, you cannot make people happy. You have to be happy within yourself. So each and every day I wake up, I'm happy with myself. You know, like I said before, I want to become better. You know, we all make mistakes. I'm not perfect. You know, a lot of times you hear a lot of negative things, but once again, remember this. I'm in the public eye. And anytime you hear something, a lot of times that's negative, just because I was outspoken when I was selling a fight, doesn't mean I'm guilty. You know, never dislike a person that you don't really know. You know what I'm saying? So we can't do that. I have a great father. You ever look at things like this? Sometimes I look and say this to myself. It's so crazy that my Uncle Roger and my dad, every time we went out there in that square circle, we were successful. We went against all the best trainers, but my dad and my uncle never got trainer of the year. So I'm just saying we have to know that they're very, very biased in the sport of boxing. There's a lot of racism in the sport of boxing, and we deal with it every day. But I'm Floyd Money Mayweather, and you know I only see one color, and that's green.
Pretty good mate of yours, Ricky Hatton, he had an exhibition bout in November against Pereira. Did you see that? And if you did, what did you make of it? And is it nice to see him back in there as well?
Well, actually, my cousin showed me a clip. And the clip that he showed me of the fight was I loved it. His walk to the ring, he had a walker. So he had a walker, and I'm proud that he was able to get his weight down, just health purposes. So I'm glad that his weight was down. I don't know if it went back up, but his weight came down, and they put on a good show. I'm proud of him.
In terms of the atmosphere for that one in your career, was that the all-time best? Ricky Hatton in Vegas, 2007.
I don't really want to say that. You know, we had some electrifying fights, you know, throughout my career. You know, just with me competing right now and still working. You know, since 1996 to now, 27 years. I've been competing as a professional. Had my first had my first professional fight in 1996. And had my first amateur fight in 1987.